Hello, folks. Welcome back. And coming down towards the middle of the halftime. Ernie, what'd you think of that first? What'd you think of that first half?
There was a lot of excitement in that. There was missed opportunities, but there was also wonderful executions. I think Somersworth, given the fact that they are in the lead 29-20, probably have executed a lot better than the Epping Newmarket team. And the Epping Newmarket team had some chances in the passing, and there was some drop balls, but also credit Somersworth's defense. Rather than coverage, they put on the rush. So rushing the passer was the key to some missed opportunities for the Red Devils, and we have a resulting score of 29-20. But the fans certainly have had a lot of excitement. We've had some long runs. We've had a return kickoff all the way for a touchdown. We've had long 40, 50-yard runs. We've had passes. We've had all kinds of excitement. Very few penalties, though.
Hey, back just looking for a little remote control to remotely control our camera. And just looking to see if Nick's out there, see if he managed to run into any coaches. See a little conference of refs, umps, and linemen's out there as we get ready for
well, I was telling the fans that are watching this that we've had everything. We've had explosive running. We've had touchdown runs from kickoffs. We've had some very exciting completion from the passers. So we've had a lot of everything. But one thing we have not had is a lot of penalties. So give the kids credit that very complicated offenses and defenses, but very few penalties. No unsportsmanlike penalties at all. We had a couple of holding calls, and we've had some procedural calls, but those are 5-yarders, and I don't think we've had a 10-yard penalty yet.
Yeah. Like I say, that's good coaching. That's good coaching.
Yeah, it's good execution too. The kids are
absolutely
playing football, and they're not playing chippy football. They're playing hard football. You can just tell some of these kids are running full speed, and the tackling is clean but aggressive.
Yes, sir. Just looking around for a little device here. Do you see a little device around here, Ernie? No little devices. We got too many little devices. We got so many little devices, but no, we don't have that little remote control for that camera.
I see a nest of wires here, that's for sure. I don't envy you in terms of when this game is over, disassembling all this, packing it up, and the lights will be out.
The disassembly is easier than the setup, because when we disassemble, we just take those wires down, put them in a box, bring them back, and then tomorrow we sort it out. Sort it all out tomorrow.
The students can sort it out.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're here outside of Somersworth High School and Career Tech Center, and we've got some terrific students. I was going to be showing off some of the work of these students, but looking for little devices, we got preoccupied. But they are creating a weekly show called Swen, and Swen is the news backwards.
Yes, yes.
So our team last year came up with the title Swen, Seacoast Weekly Educational Network.
We certainly know then your students have some creativity in them.
I do. They had a lot of fun.
Well, tomorrow when you set those kids loose on recording the news, their number one news item should be this football game, because their fellow students are doing very well. They have the lead. And regardless of whether they win or lose, this game will be in the news, and Swin will be
They're going to be on
for it. You get it.
On it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they had an interview with Athletic Director Hodgson, and we got that on our station. It's also on our local cable channel, as will this game. Yeah, I've got. Do you hear an echo here? Do you hear an echo there?
Oh, yes.
It's with me. It's with my mic,
there you
and
go.
I've been looking for that echo where that's.
Well, we've been looking for you to say twice as much as I'm saying. So
let's see if that's got an effect built in here. I'm having a hard time finding this echo. It's a nagging echo.
That's what we need. We need a play-by-play. Oh. Oh, yes.
So the teams are marching back out, coming in 2 by 2.
They're ready on the sidelines. The coaches are certainly giving them some final instructions. They want to get this second. I can see the Somersworth coach imploring them to get up for the second half and get off to a great start. He is in their face. He is definitely wants results to begin in this second half. He's got an opportunity to put this game away, and he wants his kids to respond.
Yeah, he is. He's giving it to him. Stay with it, fellas.
Well, get off to a fast start. And the Hilltoppers are going to they're going to receive, so they're going to have an opportunity. They have 3 people back on this kickoff. And we're ready to play second half Division III football.
Oh, another breakthrough. Wow. Dynamite.
Yes,
Raymond.
number 44. Once again, Ray Mills picked that ball up and ran at least 40 yards on that return. And they're well set up in Red Devil territory. The ball is spotted on the 40-yard line of the Epping Newmark team. We'll see what happens.
Just going to add a hot spot to our feed here. Hold on a second.
Once again, number 44,
I wanted
Ray
to
Mills.
briefly tell you guys, I know Nate's got the camera right on me. This was the what I was talking with both coaches. Epping was saying they're working on an adjustment, and they basically said that they're happy with their play. They're happy with everything that's going on. I also did talk with the head coach of Somersworth. He says eliminate drives. That's what his main thing was from defense and offense. He says we need to get more runs in for touchdowns. He says terrible job for Somersworth, but hopefully they'll pick it back up somewhere down the line. So you know they're really doing good, up by 9, I think, in my book. But both teams are doing good. So we'll see what happens in the next half. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Nick. And sportsmanship, both teams, their players are on their knee in respect. Somersworth, he's limping off the field with the athletic trainer. Hopefully nothing serious. And Somersworth is lined up, run formation. Number 5, Anthony McHugh. He's the runner on that play. They're on the 9-yard line. Chance to add to the score. And they do. Number 5, Anthony McHugh on the 9-yard run. Somersworth draws first blood in the first half. Nick wanted to get the Nick.
Okay,
touchdown.
Nick, you're at the Epping Newmarket / Somersworth.
So you wanted to say hi to Nick. There you go.
Extra points good.
Well, Nick, Ernie up here, that was quite a first blood right there in the second half.
Yeah, that was quite the interesting thing. Tough loss for number 44 for Somersworth, as he's standing right here next to me, as you can see right here on the camera. That was a real tough one. He is one of their top stars. I did hear from the coach on the sideline that he was not too thrilled about that call right there, that they should have had a little talk over their last play. Well, back to you guys up in the booth. Yeah, and that was a good play by Somersworth, getting that point by number 5. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nick.
Way to go. Great to have Nick down there on the field. Great to have you up here, Ernie.
Well, I'm enjoying myself. This is a heck of a game. And I don't know that much about New Hampshire football, but I'm learning, and I'll tell you.
You learn quick, too.
The caliber of play, Division III, outstanding. But we get 2 outstanding teams. And their fan base is certainly going to be proud. Right now, Somersworth is in the driver's seat. They've got a 16-point lead. That's 3 possessions.
There we go.
Could be 2 possessions, but that would imply that they got the 2 extra points on each of them. But in reality, that's a 3-possession lead. All right, number 3 for the Red Devils, Matt Lockhart, took that kickoff, and they'll set up 1st and 10. And the ball is going to be spotted on the...
That was number 40, Zach Andrews with the
Hey, Ernie, I just got a note complimenting you on your anchoring up here and Nick on the sideline. So we got some folks listening in, and I know I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your you've got a lot of knowledge, my friend.
Well, it's been a pleasure to work with you, to see all of this technology come to the point where we can actually see football on the screen.
And former, still voice of your...
And our audience is happy about it, and our sponsors are happy about it.
Yeah, and those
give them a shout out.
Cine Magic, as well as Fisher Auto Parts. Yes, sir. Yes,
and I probably could use both. I mean, I have I've got
go to see a movie about
I have a
parts?
2004 Toyota, so that means that car is 13 years old, and I love the movies, so something to keep in mind. Pass goes incomplete. And the Epping Red Devils are having trouble moving the ball at this point. They really are. It's 2nd down and 15 from their own 13. Not a good position to be in, but give Somersworth the credit for playing good defense. All right, Epping spreads it out a little. They've got receivers on the left and the right, but they run the ball, but no traction. Somersworth is not fooled by the wideouts, and they are stuffing the run.
It's going to be 3rd down.
I said from the beginning of this game, both teams are very capable of scoring in different ways, but defense may win this ball game.
Mm-hmm.
And Somersworth is showing tenacity on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, who knows? Epping, he tried to hit number 21, Noah Armstrong, Jake Pisalian, and the ball was low again. He seems to be not comfortable. He doesn't seem to have the blocking he needs. So anyway, they're showing punt formation. They're going to give the ball up to Somersworth, and watch. Oh, that was blocked by Somersworth.
Wow.
The punt is blocked. Good news for Somersworth.
Punt was blocked.
Regardless of who corralled it, Somersworth is going to take over. And they are knocking on the door of another touchdown.
YouTube is working. Yeah, YouTube is looking fine. YouTube is looking fine, but I'm not sure what JW is
So
doing.
Somersworth has the ball on the 8-yard line, 1st and goal.
It's going to be 1st and goal for Somersworth.
YouTube is still up. YouTube has got its own feeding to both YouTube and JW.
Somersworth scores.
Somersworth. That was number 23, Christian Abkarian.
That's taking too much bandwidth.
That brings the score 42-20.
I'm going to pull down the YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to pull down the YouTube feed.
To run the ball. Oh, they're going to look for 1 point. Set up for the extra point kick. The ball, that's no good. Wide to the right. So with 9 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the 3rd period of play, Somersworth has jumped out to a 42-20 lead.
That kid's a hot ticket.
Well, Nick, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Boy, I'll tell you, Somersworth are looking good on defense. They're looking good on offense. They are just looking good.
Yeah, I got to say, at the halftime report, I was curious what the coach was talking about. But, maybe it's just, maybe it's just, a superstitious kind of thing. So, pretty interesting the way how it's working out right now for this game right now. We'll see what's going on the other side in the fourth quarter, but I will tell you this: I've seen 5 and 23 so far for Somersworth. Sorry about that. For Somersworth, number 5, Anthony McClellan, and number 23, Christian. And as you can see, number 44 is walking right by me. There's no complaints with the Somersworth Hilltoppers are doing right now. It's their home field. The football's in their gridiron, so they're holding the fort down. Back to you guys up top.
Yeah, and what's interesting, Nick, is that the defense of Somersworth has shut down that advertised passing game of Epping.
Yeah, you start to see that advertising passing game come out, and you start to look at it, and you start to see a few things that are starting to fall apart. But when I talked with the Epping coach, from the Epping Blue Devils coach, he's basically said to me, he goes, "We're happy with what we have. We're happy with all the adjustments we've made, and we're going to make this one heck of a run." So maybe in the fourth quarter, we're going to start to see a whole different football game on Epping's side. You never know, and with their top star for Somersworth out number 44, we don't know what's going to happen next. Ernie, what are your thoughts?
Well, I've just seen now that Epping tried to pass it just now, and Somersworth blocked it. So the passing game of Epping has just gone south.
Yeah, maybe it's starting to die down, and we may start seeing it in the fourth quarter, Maybe fatigue finally got to them after a while. We're going to have to find out what's next on the agenda.
Well, they've got to execute now because the fourth quarter may be too late.
Yeah, if I'm Epping, I would execute now. Just basically start off with the running game, simple as that. As I said in the last game, if Bill Rogers is hearing me out on this one, I said the last game when I was covering with the Rochester Portsmouth game, start doing some slant passes. A lot more slant passes might actually help in their favor if Epping really wants to make a comeback on this with Somersworth.
Bill's having some technical difficulties he's working on, but we got a 3rd down and 11 for Epping. Let's see what happens. All right, Epping tried to do a little flat pass, but the ball again was underthrown. It seems like their quarterback, number 12, Jake Bisalian, who looked sharp initially, has lost confidence in his passing game. And I think a lot of it is due to the pressure that Somersworth is putting on this Epping team on the quarterback. They almost blocked that punt. You won't believe this, but number 23, there is a flag on the play, though. Oh, he's picking it up. But number 23, once again, Christian Epkarian has returned a punt approximately 60 yards for another score. This kid is unbelievable. He is determined. He's been elusive. Hey, Nick, what do you think of that run, huh? I don't know if he's... Yeah, Nick, what about that run? I'll tell you, that kid is unbelievable. I'm not hearing him. Can't get Nick. So another score for the Somersworth Hilltoppers, and this game is starting to be a rout. We do have a flag on that play. And Somersworth is taking a timeout. Well, the Epping squad is certainly frustrated with their non-passing game. they've tried to run, but Somersworth has stuffed the run. And incompletions, underthrown balls, overthrown balls, and pressure by the Somersworth defense has limited the Epping team's ability to pass the ball. And that's their bread and butter. It's not happening. And their special teams has not executed either. They have allowed a touchdown run on a kickoff and 2 punt returns for touchdowns. Not good. But there's still another quarter left. More than a quarter. And a flag comes in. Maybe getting a little chippy in there.
Extra point was good.
The kick was good. And there was a roughing the kicker against Epping. And usually that will be, penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. If that's the case, once again, Epping is digging themselves a hole here that they may not be able to crawl out of. So, yeah, that penalty is being assessed on the kickoff when the squads get back out there. So they'll be kicking off from the 45-yard line. So Epping has definitely got to take a good look at themselves, and if they want to stay in this ball game, they've got to start turning this around now, quickly. They're rushing things. They're not fundamentally. They're not tackling. They're not passing the ball in the way that they've been advertised. So, and the confidence of this Somersworth team has just expanded. And the kick is out of bounds. So that will mean that Somersworth will take the ball. The Epping team will take the ball with that 5-yard penalty. And they'll be going 1st and 10 from, the 30-yard line. Their own 30-yard line. Epping's going to make it happen.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Epping.
And they're very capable of making it happen. All they need is to get some momentum going with a passing game. They could crawl back into the game. And Somersworth is looking at the opposite by saying, let's shut him down here and take command of the game. All right, that pass was intended for number 3, Matt Lockhart. Again, underthrown pass. They're not clicking. So we get a 2nd down and 10 for the Epping Newmarket Red Devils.
2nd down and 10 for Epping.
Sort of interesting. They're called the Red Devils, but they got blue helmets. So the grass is slick. So now Epping is forced to punt. We'll see if the Somersworth team rushes that. They are. They're putting a lot of pressure on the punter. He gets it away. I would say another 40-yard run back on a punt by number 23, Christian Abkarian. He is the star of the game so far.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Somersworth. Balls on the Epping 14-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Somersworth Hilltoppers. And they are in command of this game. And number 23, Christian Abkarian, is the story of this game. He has single-handedly run up the score. Up, we have a whistle on the play. Offsides is called against the Hilltoppers. 5-yard penalty. And it'll be 1st and 15. The ball is spotted on the 19-yard line. A short game. Once again, Christian Abkarian, the ball carrier. It's now 1st and 9, just a gain of 1 on that play. 1st and 9, and the ball is spotted on the 12-yard line.
Touchdown, Somersworth. That was number 5, Anthony McHugh.
Number 5, Anthony McHugh, on the touchdown run for Somersworth. And after this score, it might be time for some substitutions. This score is now 55-20, and we're looking for an extra point.
Extra points, no good.
Nick, you out there? No, Nick?
Right in the corner. Excellent touchdown by number 5. Again, he's been doing really good for Somersworth. Anthony, again, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Abkarian and number 5, McHugh, definitely the story of this ball game, and they have been running the ball as advertised. And so far, Epping has no answers.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I wish I could go. I'm going to on the other side to go talk with the Epping Blue Devils and see what's going on over there and see what they're chirping about over on that side. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
48, 49, 50, 51, 52.
All right, I'm back here, and the teams are back, and you never went anywhere, Ernie. You stayed right here, Mr. Solid.
Well, I'll tell you, Nick and I, we've got it covered for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
And it's been an explosive offense for the Hilltoppers. It's all been downhill.
Yeah,
the Hilltoppers.
My gosh, I was looking at these dials. I was looking at my dials, and I just looked up, and I see a 55-20. So quite. And this is not
it's not a speed limit either. That's a real score.
That's quite a.
Once again, Somersworth kicks it out of bounds, and that will mean that the ball will be placed on the 30-yard line, I believe. And Epping will have 1st and 10. I keep saying Epping, but it is Epping Newmarket. The two towns have combined for this football team.
And look how that fog is rolling in.
Well, that's a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of humidity as the air temperature recedes and the ground is warm. That conducive to fog. And right now, I hate to say it, but the Epping offense is in a fog.
Yeah,
literally
they have
and
been
figuratively.
stymied by. You got to give this these big guys in Somersworth. Credit.
Yeah, but it's been a relentless defense. They've stuffed the run. They're almost inviting Epping to pass, but they have had no answers. The ball has either been underthrown, overthrown, or dropped. They had some good plays in the first half, but nothing the second half. I'm sure their kids and their coaches very disappointed to come in here with an undefeated team and be 35 points behind.
You know, we've in looking at some of the other games that have been played around the state, had a number of really big scores. A lot of games running in both directions.
First and 10 for Epping.
It only takes, you know, at the high school level, it only takes 2 or 3 really exceptional athletes to make the plays. And that's what Somersworth has done tonight. McHugh and Abkarian have been the story.
Nice run there.
The Epping Newmarket team is moving the ball now. They've got 2 successive first downs, and it's all been on the ground.
Somersworth 39-yard line.
So hopefully for them, they'll pick up the momentum here. They certainly have moved the ball since that kickoff. A couple of first downs. The ball is on the Somersworth 39-yard line.
Another good run for Cody Fedorov.
We got another one going on here. Another run. Number 25, Devin Titus, seems to be their go-to runner.
It's going to be second down and 2 for Epping.
So we're at second down and 2 for Epping. And they're moving the ball. The ball is now on the Somersworth 30-yard line. We're going to see if we can get to our sideline reporter here and see if there's been a...
So you got any more details for us?
Well, I'm curious as to all of a sudden Epping is moving the ball.
You got anything going on out there, Nick?
Very quiet over here in the Epping Blue Devils section over here, if you guys can hear me. Yeah, it's just very quiet, you know, very silent. I don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, being down 55 to 20, that kind of takes the wind out of your sails.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, it kind of does take the wind out of your sails. But, you know, I think that Epping may have something in their shoe, maybe their cleat, you know, they'll find something, you know.
Well, they're moving the ball right now. They've got 3 successive first downs.
Yeah, you know, you got to have. Yeah, I think it's all about the faith. Look at number 3 right here. This is a beautiful pass by on number 3 right here. Excellent job. Glad we got the coverage. So we still got a good game in store. I'm still
on that.
Yes, sir.
It's a stack spread, coach. Two back spread. They're lined up in the neutral zone.
Now we're going to have a march-off 5-yard penalty against Epping.
For offsides.
They lined up offsides before they snapped the ball. Again, those little mistakes, you know, when you get flustered and things aren't going your way, you start making fundamental mistakes. But let's see if they can capitalize on, they've moved the ball on Somersworth here. Let's see if they can capitalize. He got the pass away, but once again, Somersworth, the pass rush was
connected to Shane Moore.
Tackled by number 34, Mike Burgess.
Jake Basalian, the quarterback, he's an excellent quarterback. Obviously, they've done well with him over the first 2 games, but he has been pressured. He has been pressured, and it's very frustrating for him. He can't get to his receivers because he's in the midst of being sacked. Let's see what he can do here. He's in pass formation. There's a score. That was a beautiful pass. He
Yeah,
gets
dropped
rid of
right
the
down
ball
into him.
real quickly. Good quarterbacks do that. They don't hang on to the ball. He gets rid of it, and he's very accurate. Got a score.
Cover 3 there, coach.
Oh.
Kid just ran an immediate fade.
And they're lined up for a 2-point conversion. They need every point.
He was slow reacting, coach. He had lost it. The kid ran an immediate fade, coach.
And we may see them try to pass for that. Nope, it's going to be run.
And end around and in.
Who's that, number 25 again? Yes, he's been their workhorse on the run game. Devin Titus. He's from Newmarket. And he's their go-to run back. Well, that's a little good news for Epping Newmarket. Their score is now 55-28, and we got 41 seconds remaining in the third period of play. And this year, Epping is in now uncharted territory, being behind as much as they are, and being an undefeated team with only a 1 quarter and change left. They've got to dig deep and find out just what they're made out of in order to turn this game around.
Oh, he's been in. This is kick return. Why is he not in?
So another lineup for a kickoff. We had quite a few of them with we got 83 points. 83 points up in that board. It's a lot of scoring.
Well, we're going to watch to see if they kick it anywhere near number 23, Christian Abkarian. And they're not going to have anything to do with him. They tried an onside kick. See if they could get it back, but number 51 for Summersworth, Joe
Boucher.
Yeah.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for Summersworth on their own 38-yard line.
So Summersworth takes over on their own 38-yard line, and we'll see what they can do. So far, haven't seen many substitutions, but as this quarter winds down and the score is, the results are not in doubt, both teams may give their younger kids some action.
Now it's going to be the end of the third quarter.
So that'll bring our third quarter to an end, and once again we want to send out a shout out to Cinemagic, and thanks for your support in bringing us here, as well as Fisher Auto Parts. So say hey to Pete down there, and all the good people at Cinemagic when you go in to catch a flick. You know, a flick comes from the when we used to call them the flickers. It was the little early days of movies were hand cranked, so there's a little variation in speed, so they kind of had a little Charlie Chaplin flicker, a little fast, a little slow,
before
a little choppy.
Before the talkies. Huh?
That's right. That's right. For talkies, they had to stabilize the speed, so talkies, just to make them possible, really required a more consistent speed, and they actually sped it up. And I see Nick over there across the field. See if Nick has got something for us. We're getting a little low on juice. So, hey, Nick, how's it going over there?
Well, there's a lot more chatter going on here in this fourth quarter.
He's going to be in.
I think we lost you. I think you might have to come back over to this side of the field in a little bit. I think our batters are getting a little bit low.
Copy that.
All right, thank you, Nick. And we'll catch you so now. 11 and a half minutes left in this game. Catch all of these games for games around New Hampshire on Facebook Live at NH1's Facebook site, as well, of course, on our Coruway Connected Village But if you haven't already, friend NH1. You'll get notices about as we get these feeds going. And so you can catch all of the action around the state of New Hampshire. Next week we'll be in, here comes another play. And,
well, speaking of this TV coverage, I think it's a great service. Not everybody who's got relatives playing. These kids are playing hard. Their parents are probably here, but maybe their grandparents are not, or maybe their uncles and aunts are not. And we're providing service.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we did games in my hometown of South Berwick. People stopped me and said, "Oh, somebody from a relative of ours in Canada got to see the game." We're so grateful to catch it. So, we like people to see these things. It's great to see this talent. Great to see this talent out in the field.
And there is some talent, that's for sure. That pass was intended for number 40, Zach Andrews, who was a heck of he's a captain and a senior, and he's making most of his last year playing football here at Somersworth. Done very well here tonight. I've seen him on defense more than offensive, but all right, Somersworth is punting away, and Epping is letting it go, and they're going to be starting from their own 28-yard line.
That was 23 Christian Abkarian with a punt. It's going to be first and 10.
On that. Yeah.
Balls on their own 28-yard line.
It also may be distance. It also may be the environment. The environment is starting to close in on us.
Yeah.
What was it you were saying there, Nick? What was it you were saying about the coaches were saying over there?
The coach was basically saying, like, now that we got a spunk to get back up on this one, in this game, and they were telling me I was a good luck charm coming over there, which was kind of funny to hear that. I was like, they're going like, now we're scoring touchdowns. Can you please stay here for NH1 and tell your guy Bill we love you right over here? So I said I'll try and see if I can talk to the press guys up top and see if we can do that. But anyways. Other than that, Epping is playing a really good football game. It's tough to see them down in the score sheet, but I think that they could have a comeback. The fourth quarter, you never know what happens. I mean, look at the New England Patriots coming back 28-3. How in the world can a team do that? Well, maybe the Epping Blue Devils might be in that favor because it's the battle to go to play Campbell, so that's going to be the interesting story. That's what the coaches were talking about at the halftime report as well, both sides. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thanks, Nick.
Well, Nick's report indicates that they want him over there, and I can see why, because he was over here in the first play. They get sacked.
Pass incomplete. It's going to be third down for Epping.
So I was just getting a correction from Nick, because I noticed they were in blue, and we were talking about the Red Devils, and Red Devils was maybe the middle school team earlier. And
that's what they gave me. So they are the Blue Devils.
They're devils anyway. They're devils, blue or red. They're just devilish.
They should be blue because they're
in
blue helmets. Yeah.
But we'll try to get the truth of that. Try to get down to that by the end of the game. Apologies to all of you good folks in Epping and Newmarket. We don't know which kind of devils you are, but you're good devils anyway. And speaking of good devils, you get a game like this where a team gets the upper hand on you, but it's a lesson for you. The season is long, and make your corrections and come back the next time.
Do you have the hand mic at the end? Because I'm going to do an interview with somebody. Some of the players, both sides. I do have.
Oh, there was a mistake by Somersworth. He tried to catch that punt. He fumbled it, and Epping has recovered. There's a break for Epping.
It's under my arm. Oh, okay.
First down for the Epping Newmark Blue Devils. That's a big break for them. And a mistake by Summersworth.
Spread left this time, coach. Pass.
Oh, move.
Number 4, Shane Moore on the reception.
Tackled by number 34, Mike
And
Sanchez.
Epping is beginning to find their passing lanes.
It's gonna be first
And they're
and
playing
10 for
spirited. They're got noticed some
Epping.
chippiness
Ball's
down
in the
there. The
Summersworth
players still
32-yard line.
in the heat of the battle.
Another first down. They're taking advantage of that Summersworth mistake. I really like this quarterback from Epping Newmarket. He's got a quick release and accurate. He's college material. College material for sure.
Tackled by number 5, Anthony McHugh.
Another completion.
Yeah, Shane Moore picked that up and turned himself into a good extra yard when as he was tackled. Now that fog is coming in heavy.
Oh yeah.
He holds on, rolls out to the right, and can't quite connect.
Underthrown again.
Pass incomplete.
And again, he's a better quarterback than that, but the rush, he has been getting pressured all night long.
I think,
It's gonna be third
you know,
down
the
and 2 for
power
Epping.
of Epping's line might be something that's going to really do well for them through this season. It's some big guys.
The Epping line? No.
I'm sorry, the Summersworth
Yeah.
line.
The Epping line right now is
No, they're a little tired.
allowing the pressure from
Yeah,
Summersworth.
Absolutely. No, the Summersworth line is what I meant to say. Pass and going deep and almost picked
Good
up.
coverage. Both players went for the ball cleanly
Yep.
and resulted in a
34, Mike
incomplete
Burgess
pass.
With a break up.
Matt Mahadio
Fourth down
knocking that down, covering it well. So we got 4th down. It's like about 4 yards to go. See if they can see if Epping can keep this alive.
He did it. He got it.
And then some.
And then some, yeah. I think you'll find number 25 on the back of that young man. Number 25, Devin Titus, has been their workhorse on the ground game. Another first down for Epping. So they have rattled off a number of first downs. They seem to be getting their legs back, and I think they were down and frustrated, but they don't seem that way now. The problem is they're running out of time. We're only 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow. After the fumble, it's going to be 2nd down for Epping.
Loss on that play. Number 40, I think, from Summersworth. Yeah, and Zach Andrews took care of business.
2nd down and 14. Ball's in the Summersworth 32-yard line.
You really see that Stephen King fog rolling through here.
Well, right now it's been a little bit of a horror show for Epping, but there's a good example. Again, he had a man open, but he's under pressure, or sometimes he even thinks he's under pressure. He overthrew that ball. That's not like him.
Yeah, look.
I'll say this: the officials tonight they're in control of the game. They've called a fair game, but there has not been any penalties that are in the unsportsmanlike or holding or some of those major penalties. once again. Oh, number 12, he is so frustrated. Jake Basalian. He is getting pressured all night, and he's just about had it. Back to that sideline, and not a happy camper.
Balls on their own 42-yard line.
So we got about 45 seconds left in this game. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and again, we want to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, Cinemagic and Fisher Auto Parts.
Right, you'd hope sometimes to remember that they'd be somehow connected, but movies and auto parts. But you know what? We appreciate both.
Absolutely.
We hope the good folks who are watching this will obviously they want to take a movie in, but get down to see. Is it Pete? Is it down there in
Pete
Fisher
Rogers.
Fisher Auto Parts? And I bet he and his staff will take care of them. And that's the end of the ball game.
All right.
That's the end of the game.
And next week we'll be back to Division One. We've got a doubleheader actually. We've got Division One, Pinkerton versus Londonderry. Great rivalry. And
That's
then,
what night is that?
That's Friday night.
Ah.
And then on Saturday we have a rematch of last year's championship with Bow at Plymouth.
Wow.
So we got a couple of great games. That'll be on Saturday at 2. And the Pinkerton game is 7 o'clock on Friday night. So catch it here at Facebook Live or the Coruway Connected Village YouTube site. But friend NH1, and then you'll get notices of these upcoming games on their Facebook site. And we had some issues with our feed tonight. I apologize to you folks.
Let's get Nick. Nick's down there with the some of the players.
Nick's up.
I'm going to do Summersworth first, and then I'll do you guys next.
Hey, Nick. Let's find Nick here. There we go. Hey, Nick, you ready for us?
In 1 second, I'm going to quickly grab 44 for me really quick.
Awesome. Okay, we'll be right back with you in about a minute.
Okay, and I'm going to get the Epping Blue Devils as well. We're going to get them and see what we learned from them on the sidelines.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
Also, we should try to get number 23 for the Summersworth. He was definitely a factor in this ball game.
Yep, I'm definitely getting number 23. That's what I was just told, so I'm betting him.
All right. We'll get some post-game interviews from our friend on the field.
He's looking at us.
Yeah, they're just getting their last, their closing remarks from the coach, taking precedence. And there's Nick. So, as I said, next week, Pinkerton and Pinkerton Londonderry and Bow at Plymouth. Couple of great games for you.
And I'll be doing a game at Marshwood High School.
Good for you.
In Maine. They will be entertaining a team that's got to travel 3 hours to get there.
Wow.
Lawrence.
Wow.
Way up above Waterville. Well, this game for our viewers was billed as a 2-0, 2-0, two teams that were undefeated. They had different offenses. And wait a minute, we may have Nick down there. He's got somebody with him.
Yeah, let's see.
I just wanted to.
Yep. Let's check in with Nick. You ready, Nick?
Just a sec. The coach is doing a quick little thing really quick. He is
a little
talking.
debrief with the coach.
Yep, a little debrief with the team really quick. I can't get over there right now. The coach is going to be bringing some players over.
Well, for our viewers, again, there was a lot of expectation about this game being a very close game. They were well matched, different offenses. And I was wondering whether it was going to be a defensive game, because you look at the records of these two teams and the teams they played prior to coming to tonight, they won handily. So their defense was obviously good, both teams. But it turned out to be kind of a shootout. A lot of points scored here, 55 and 28. You folks can add them up, and that's a lot of points for a football game at the high school level. So it was a game of offenses. And certainly Somersworth, which was more of a running team, they had the horses. They had number 23, Christian Abkarian, and number 5, Anthony McHugh, and also number 44, Ray Mills. And those two kids, I bet you, had close to 300 yards on the ground between them. And Epping had no answer to that run game. So the Somersworth team came as advertised. The Epping team did not live up to their advertising with a flat passing game.
Yep, and so they'll be, I'm sure the coaches will be working on that and getting them ready for their next game. And
Epping,
here,
the Epping kids are out
if I say
there.
anything.
Go to Nick.
All right,
Go to Nick.
and okay, Nick, you are on.
Well, we're going to start off with this team right here. We're going to start off with the Epping Blue Devils. Tough one today, 55-28 final score. What are your plans to bounce back from this one? You know, it's really interesting how you guys played in the first half and then coming back in the second. It was a neck-and-neck game in the first half. Heard a lot of good things about you. Quarterback here, game. And Richard, defense-wise, you were doing really good in the first and second half. What is your plans for the next battle?
You know, I think it's just going to be less mental mistakes overall. You know, got to key in on your individual plays and work as a team rather than just get it all into your head and just going for it by yourself. You need to work as a team and able to win a game.
And number 21 here, if I got your name right, it was Noah. I saw your beautiful lob pass that was made out there. That was an excellent job right out there. Your quarterback saw you clearly his day right out there. Not, you know, close but not so far, you know, the score. Tell me, do you think that you'll work on a few things better in your playing game?
For me personally?
Yes.
My conditioning probably, but as a team, we just need to definitely condition better. We looked like we died in the second half.
Congratulations.
Did not look as intense in the first half at all.
You were like lightning out there when I saw you coming out strong. So keep up the good work. Hopefully you'll bounce back from this. You know, I saw Portsmouth just recently bounce back from a win. So we'll continue on. I got to get over to the Somersworth Hilltoppers next. Great job today, guys. So that was Richard and the quarterback for Epping. Now we're going to get over here to the Hilltoppers. Phenomenal job here tonight, gentlemen, as we got you guys right here.
That's Ray Mills right there.
So where's number 5 right here? We got Anthony. Great job today. I saw that run right around the corner on that handoff. Beautiful job today. Scored at least maybe 3-4 touchdowns for you guys. Quarterback saw you clear as day out there. Tell me, what is your plans for when you go and play Campbell the next game?
Gonna play hard, go out there, fight, and play as a team.
Do what you do. I like that. I like that.
He just dared us to be a better team.
How about you, right?
Come to the game, fight up, and stay fighting. No heads down.
I'll tell you, you have Ernie on your side on that one. I got to say, I was even seeing you on the sidelines going crazy out there. I was like, wow. I said, this kid is like legitimate. He could juke, he can move, he can go crazy. Unbelievable stuff. I was just watching you. You were like magic out there, dude. Seriously. Keep up the good work. I know number 44 is a little busy with the press.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up.
Yep.
And
but anyways,
thank you, Nick.
Yep, thank you. And that was a great job today, guys. Thank you. Sorry about that. They had to cut it short. So.
Okay, and that'll bring us to the end of this game. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Done.